Hello YouTubers, my name is X Factor, and today we're going to talk about and go over some of the patch notes for the upcoming Naval Strike when it finally hits on PC and Xbox One. As you watch more than likely the fastest round of obliteration I'll ever play with the AEK, which I haven't used forever. The first thing we're going to talk about, which is near and dear to my heart, is the reduction of the ability to spam grenades in Battlefield 4. Very often somebody would plop out a supply crate, or a group of people would sit there and constantly lob grenades, pro pipes, and LVGs. There was no negative for just throwing them out there. It looks like you're now going to have to think before you start using, along with some of them being nerfed and how many you carry. They tweaked the detonation time of the 40mm LVG so it bounces less before going off. The max damage has been reduced to 80 like the RGO. They've also reduced the number of how many 40mm HE and LVG rounds a player can carry from 4 to 3. Increase the time it takes to get new 40mm round from ammo boxes. The time is longer for HE and LVG grenades and shorter for utility grenades like smoke and flash. But they're not done there. They changed the rest of the grenades as well. They've increased the time it takes to get new RGO Impact, V40 Mini, M84 Flashbang, and M18 smoke grenades from ammo boxes. Since the player now carries more of these grenades, the resupply delay needed to be longer to prevent grenade spamming. This is great news because I'm a big fan of putting the shooter in the first-person shooter. And it sounds like we're going to have to think before we start lobbing a never-ending supplies into a tight quarter, whether it's a set of rush MCOMs, a spot of obliteration where shit is hitting the fan, or a round like this where we're playing lockers or metro or maybe even Dawnbreaker Rush. We all know those spots exist on almost every single map. It'll be nice to die to bullets instead of grenade spam. We also have some weapon tweaks incoming, including increasing the damage of normal buckshot against targets with body armor. No mention of slugs or bolt actions being able to one-hit kill at point blank or short ranges. They've also reduced the vertical recoil of the M4 and M16A4 to give these burst fire weapons a tighter burst accuracy in their mid to long range. And last, everybody's favorite, the G36C is getting some love. They've reduced the side-to-side and first shot recoil of the G36C. This weapon now has the lowest side-to-side recoil of the carbines, giving it a clear, controllable, low rate of fire roll, especially when compared to the AK-5C, Type 95B1, and the AK-U12. And we all know how controllable the AK-5C is at the mid to long ranges, including a very low side-to-side recoil. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, especially with the pretty easy to manage vertical recoil of the G36C. So you've reached max rank in Battlefield 4, and you've unlocked every single weapon in the game and gone through the battle pack progression. No worries, you can still earn battle packs, and you don't need a case of Slim Jims to do so. They've added a progression battle pack system, adding gold battle packs as rewards for class service stars, allowing players that have reached the max rank to continue earning new battle packs. Air is always a controversial topic in Battlefield 4, and the developers have taken a few more whacks at it, including further reducing the repair rate for the scout helicopters again, and this time the transport helicopters as well. But it's not all bad news bears for the transport helis. They've significantly increased the damage of the transport helicopter miniguns. Maybe now they won't be referred to as marshmallow shooters, and maybe it'll be frozen peas. They changed the flight ceilings on Gulf of Oman, Caspian Border, and Operation Firestorm to better match the height of the structures in those levels. Adjusted the damage of the 25mm and 30mm cannons for both stealth jets and mobile AA to be equal in damage per second to the 20mm default weapons. These weapons were clearly poor choices in all circumstances, and their different rates of fire are intended to be the player's choice factor for these weapon systems. That should be interesting how that shakes out. How about some more air tweaks, including the Funship Gunship? Increase the splash damage and the range at which the JDAM bombs can achieve max splash damage. The JDAM's power was not properly balanced with its difficulty to use. The JDAM remains a primary anti-vehicle weapon, though this change will increase the effectiveness against all targets. Increase the accuracy and direct hit damage of the AC130 40mm cannons. 40mm cannons can now be used to fire pinpoint shots in 2 to 3 round bursts, enabling them to provide accurate fire on infantry and vehicle targets. Their velocity has also been marginally increased to aid their accuracy. Increase the splash damage and range of the AC-130 25mm cannons. These cannons now do approximately 50% more damage in a slightly increased area of impact. The increased damage, as well as the increased suppression effects, will allow the 25mm cannon to fill its role as an area effect weapon against infantry. It was effective before in that role. It'll be interesting to see how much more effective it is once these buffs go through to the Funship Gunship. Couple of fixes for the netcode department, including a fix for an issue that could cause packet loss. How about a fix for an issue where explosions didn't do any damage to infantry and vehicles that were outside the combat area? And that's something that's very common if you're TVing from a helicopter. And then, my favorite, a fix for an issue where the kill camera would display the incorrect killer. And last but not least, a fix for the issue where the ECM would sometimes fail to jam incoming missiles. And if reports are true coming from the world of PS4, it is much improved. I have not covered everything in these patch notes for the upcoming Naval Strike Patch for PC and Xbox One. Of course, they're going to be linked down below. What do you guys think about the new mechanics of reloading grenades, some of the nerfs and changes to the Funship Gunship, and some of the other stuff that's going on? As always, YouTubers, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we will see you soon.